Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL Arena, live at PAX Australia 2015 for the Smite Oceania Regional Championships. We just saw Avant-Garde take down Integral Nation 2-0 in our first semi-final of the day. We'll be heading into our second semi-final very, very shortly between Direwolves and SYF Gaming. But before we do, we have some giveaways thanks to our sponsors. So, I'm going to get 3 volunteers up here on stage. Who wants to come up on stage and win some Smite gear? There's one right there in the middle. Second in the middle in the purple and black shirt. That's 2. Is that 3? I think I reckon we've got 3. Come on, gents, up onto the stage here. Jump up to my right is where we're going to go.
You're a backup, so we've got our 3.
All right, I think we have managed to find all these people here. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions, or a question related to the event. Yep. And if you get it right, you get something awesome. All right, what's your name?
Ben Condon.
Ben, do you play Smite?
Yes, I do.
You do. Awesome. So this one should be easy. Right. What is the name of Apollo's ultimate?
Across the sky. Across the sky.
Across the sky is correct. You're going to win yourself an Apollo figurine here from Sandbox Art, which is actually really cool. I think we've got a couple of them on the stage for you to look at. So well done. Down you go. Easy as that. Easy as that. What's your name?
Tim.
That's not what your ID says. No. All right, Tim. Easy question for you. Do you play Smite?
Yes, I do.
All right, that wasn't the question. The question is, what is the name of Neith's ultimate? I've got a backup question. Do you actually play Smite? Yes, you do. Of course you do. What is Neith's... Okay, let's put it this way. If Athena is the goddess of wisdom, what is Neith?
Neith is the Weaver of Fate.
Correct. Neith is the Weaver of Fate. And for you, sir, we do have a Sandbox and Neith figurine. Very well done. I think you're going to have to study up some more at home. What's your name?
Susan.
Susan, do you play Smite?
Yes, but I'm probably not going to get this, whatever it is, but...
All right, well, we'll go with a relatively easy one. Have you been watching Smite here? Yeah. Do you know what the prize pool is?
Is it 65?
It is $65,000, Australia's largest one-day prize pool. And you're going to pick up a RigFlex headset. Thank you to our sponsor, Plantronics. Just that easy. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, just that easy. Very big thank you to all of our sponsors here, including Plantronics, HyperX, Origin, and LG. Ladies and gentlemen, our second semi-final, as I said, is coming up right now. It is Direwolves up against SYF Gaming. I'm going to throw you over to our casters. It is Timmy and DM.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Smite Oceanic Regional Finals here, live from PAX Australia. We got our second set of the day coming up just in a little bit. My name is Dan Brandon. Joining me today is Timmy. We'll be watching the second-seeded Direwolves going up against SYF Gaming. Timmy, break it down for us.
So in the past, we've seen Direwolves being very highly rated. They're on the top 2, competing with Avant-Garde. Yep. They haven't had all that much trouble with SYF Gaming in the past. They have maybe had a few moments where it was starting to slip out of their hands, but they're still fairly confident in this.
Well, SYF coming in as the 3rd seed, you just said they don't have a lot of trouble. What's the win condition here? What does SYF have to do to break into the Direwolves this weekend?
They really just need to focus down, try and take the game in their advantage, try and take the pacing into their own hands. And SYF Gaming, as SYF, they're known really for just not giving up. They've faced elimination in the past numerous times, and they've competed under pressure quite a lot, but they still keep coming back even stronger than before.
All right, let's go to SYF here. Player to watch. Who is the player on this team that you expect, if SYF is going to win, who's going to be the breakout?
I think the one to really look at is going to be LiquidRenegade, because he's going to be running around, just running around the jungle. He's just going to be doing all the initiations during the early part of the game, and that's really the main factor here in Oceania, is that you try and build that lead early on, and then you roll off of it.
Well, that's what we saw in Game 1, right? I mean, Integral had such a good start. I mean, it was just one bad call that wound up throwing the game for them. But you could see that they were starting to snowball with that lead. Even off of like 1,000 gold, they were using it so well in every single team fight. But let's switch objectives here to Direwolves. Again, player to watch. Who are we looking at?
The player to watch, really, I'm going to say it's going to be Yada.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus.
Yeah, he plays your non-typical solo laners. He's a big fan of Chronos. Everyone knows if you want to shut down Yada, you ban out Chronos straight away.
And Chronos is like incredible on land.
He's scary.
Because not only are you able to hit the attacks a little bit more easily with the lower ping, but you should also consider the fact that with people having so many nerves by being on this big stage fighting for such an important prize, Chronos' Rewind becomes one of the most heavily, I think, mind-altering abilities in the game. But we're into picks and bans. SYF gonna have first pick, first ban option. Direwolves taking the back seat as Hell gets taken away.
Hell's been very strong lately, especially since the Weakening Curse got nerfed, no longer
Sure.
given 100% healing reduction. So we've seen her actually carry games during the Oceanic Pro League. Second ban coming out is going to be the Bologna.
Janus getting taken away as well. Option back to Direwolves. Right through the ban phase we go as Wukong gets taken out. Still a few key picks, but this will be the first time we see Bologna taken away today.
Yeah, they're really focusing out the solo lane. They want Yada to have an easy time here, just so he can really get scary.
Well, speaking of scary, Xing getting picked up. This could be solo, this could be support. Rumors have it that some people are trying him jungle as well, but one of the strongest characters right now in the meta, considering that you can't build Mystical Mail against him in the solo lane, makes him very hard to pick against in this phase, especially from first pick. The options were Ares and Athena.
Yeah, that's going to be a jungle Athena, no doubt, with the Ares pickup. That's going to give them a lot of mobility, a lot of presence everywhere they go. That's why they're not going to be able to really engage all that safely with that Athena ultimate up and ready.
Well, speaking of global ultimates, Apollo gets locked in for SYF. Geb going to be there as well to ensure that Apollo's going to be safe. And with Geb getting picked, this likely puts Xing Chen in the solo lane. Zhong getting picked up here, most likely going to be mid.
Yeah, that's going to be played by Kiklomeo. Zhong just really strong right now. He's not your typical burst mage that you see like from a Poseidon or a Scylla.
Sure.
He's very hard to take down, however, and given the right combination of your right team comp, he can just run rampant.
And so far, it seems like this is a good comp for him to be into, right?
A lot of control.
Yeah, I mean, they can control Zhong all they want. I mean, the ghosts are still coming out.
Yeah.
Isis going to be taken away here on the ban phase from Direwolves. Attacking some mages. Don't want to deal with that in the mid, it seems. SYF has option, and it looks like they're going to attack the Hunter role. Shibalanke gets taken out.
Right, so they don't want Apollo to be competing for that late game status. They want him to be able to just carry out late, maybe just look to play a bit more defensive, a bit more passive early on in case Direwolves go for a more early game Hunter like Neith.
Oh, Bastet getting picked up here. A curious pick considering usually in a Zhong you have the Book of Demons to stun the cats out and still escape. I wonder why we're going to see Bastet picked up into this comp considering there's so much control. I mean, Cripple shuts her down super hard and Ares is already on the board, which means SYF is coming into this with a very specific game plan, and honestly, I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, and Ra game picked up. That's going to be going into the mid lane against the Zhong Kui. He can survive out a little bit longer than Zhong Kui. The heal from Ra can definitely keep him going longer than what Zhong Kui can. And the Searing Pain, that can lead up for a lot of strong plays.
The final pick from Direwolves will be Osiris. A rather greedy pick considering that Xing Chen can directly reduce the damage of basic attacks. Osiris going into this lane will be at a small disadvantage in the early game, but as we get later on, they could be the damage they need considering Neith is not considered a hard carry.
Yeah, and I consider Xing Chen pretty much a counter to Osiris because he's got the auto attack damage debuff,
right,
as well as the fact that Osiris gets physical mitigation.
Right, so the magical damage coming out from Xing Ten's not going to be mitigated.
No.
On top of the fact that he also has 2 jumps to get away from the tether, or could actually get away from the tether and then reinitiate.
Yeah, if he wants to.
So I wonder what Yada intends to do with Osiris. Just very similar to the Bastet, it feels like they're going into these comfort picks with very specific reasons in mind that they're trying to keep hidden. This will be the first time, I think, this weekend that we're really seeing these kind of janky strategies come to light.
Yeah, you mentioned the Bastet. Bastet's just pretty much an Oceanic classic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she popped out of nowhere and just destroyed everything. You build her, she destroys everything early on, and then you build her full penetration, nobody survives.
All right, fair enough.
And she takes down towers like nobody.
So-
It's amazing to watch.
Do you think we're going to see red pot or boots? Or is she looking for the
Red
early
pot.
kills? You're going to go
Red
right
pot.
for damage.
I'm saying red pot
Red
right now.
pot. Okay. So, I mean, is she looking to rush down Zhong Kui?
That's the thing. Like, Zhong Kui is very hard to rush down early, but if you're going to rush him down, you have to do it early before he gets really tanky.
I want to see some jungle invades.
I do too.
Athena can't really deal with the damage Bastet can put out, right? I mean, just get in the jungle. Get it done.
All that she's going to have is the shield wall.
Oh, we're into the game, guys. In the crowd, let's hear it if you're rooting for the Direwolves. Also, give it up for their opponents. Third seed today, SYF Gaming. Ooh, the bottom seeds today seem to be the favorites. Okay, so we're getting started here. It looks like... No, dude, Bastet's in the solo lane.
Wait, what?
Bastet's in the solo lane. iDivine's going to be playing Bastet with Transcendent Star. It's going to be Xing 10 in the jungle.
Okay, now this is going to be a little bit interesting because that means if Liquid wants to gank over towards Yada, he can do so very easily. Likewise, like I said earlier before, a bit of a counter pick. And how do you see Bastet in the solo lane?
Well, Bastet can actually clear very efficiently, and with her pretty insane movement, it's going to be hard for Yada to lock her down, but if iDivine at any point steps out of position without his jump available, Yada is going to just destroy him. So he's got to be very, very careful.
Yeah, and Yada, he's going to be looking to shut down a lot of the healing. You've got all the HP 5 from Xin Chen, you've got Ra, you've got Apollo's lifesteal. There's a lot of potential that Yada can do if he can survive against iDivine.
That's true, right? I mean, if we consider that Lord of the Afterlife is going to shut down literally thousands of healing in the end game, this could actually wind up being a pick that will be more than beneficial. This could actually be the key to victory.
Yeah, definitely. We can see we didn't see any jungle invades coming out. A little bit disappointing. You know, could have been. Really
Well, there was like
action-packed.
7 wards on the map to start the game. Like, how was anyone getting in?
You know what? You wouldn't be able to sneak past anyone. Everyone would know where everyone is.
So starting off, pretty basic start so far. Both teams splitting camps efficiently. It looks like the duo lane is a little bit more hugged up than anyone else at this point, but you can see Apollo taking a lot of damage, and it's been Laney with a very small advantage. But remember, Redoxide actually did start with a death toll, so he still has a tad bit more health.
And he's also going into the Devourer's Gauntlets here, so he has even more Twist, getting a lot of danger. Chains are on him. The Geb Shield is going to be shredded off completely in an instant.
You gotta love the Geb Shield, man. I mean,
it's awesome. I will say that it is rubbish early because it only gives like 50 base health at level 1.
Got him out of that mess.
It did, but I think he would have gone out without it as well. But later on, that's just so strong.
I don't know about that.
You want this greatly?
I think they might have killed him there. iDivine and Yada continue to face off. You'll notice iDivine, trying to be as safe as possible, has taken all 3 of his abilities to start, which is maybe not too strange considering Bastet receives 100% scaling on all of her abilities. But at the same time, she was forced to jump into a situation that caused her to take a fair amount of health, and as a result, Yada takes control of the lane again.
Yeah, Yada can poke him out a lot easier just with that, the Spirit Flail.
Yes.
You can just throw it out in the middle of nowhere and it will hit the target.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ton of damage too.
Yeah, whereas Bastet needs to line up the Declaw or getting close for the Razor Whip, so it's a lot harder for iDivine to get that poke out.
We're about 2 minutes in, both teams playing extraordinarily defensively. It seems that Direwolves have given SYF a fair amount of credit, but you'll notice the gold lead is about 400 right now in favor of Direwolves, just thanks to the fact that they're getting more last hits across the board.
Yeah, more last hits, and also, I believe the mid-camps went either way, so that's not going to be a factor. But
right, they were traded out.
Yeah, so the main thing that we're going to be seeing early on is who gets both mid-camps at the same time.
So remember, Zhong Kui does not get CC immunity, so there's a fair chance that we can see the Whirlwind throw him right directly into the Searing Pain for hundreds of damage. I mean, you're at that point bordering like 600-700 damage if the full combo goes off, and a good Raw player, which Magnet definitely is, should be able to throw down the Celestial Beam into the Searing Pain for max damage.
The thing is, though, is that if Zhong Kui is using his ultimate, I'm not going to be grabbing him and throwing towards my team. That's just ridiculous. You're basically killing your own team, so that is a bit of, stay away from me.
The Whirlwind is I guess, a knockup, right? Would Zhong Kui be immune?
No, I don't believe it. I'm not actually sure what exactly it is. I know it is a knockout when he throws you, but I believe while you're grabbed, you are CC immune.
That's true. That's true. I mean, sometimes you see Mercury go for the throw, and like he spins around circle and just drops him in place. Like, all right, Zhong, I'll see you later, man. It was fun.
All right, man, it's yours.
Thanks for the 800 damage you did to me with your ghost. Thanks, dude. It's going to be Redoxide here in a bit more trouble than Laney. You'll notice that the Direwolves smartly are zoning out SYF, and you can notice that Redo here doesn't have a lot of mana to fight in, so even if he goes in for the last hits, he can wind up ooming himself pretty hard, which would definitely put him in a position of weakness.
I just want to point out that RichardCastle's Ares is the scariest thing on the planet. He is known for it. Defender of Olympus coming out. Here we go.
He's baited big time. This is going to probably be first blood here. He's brought back into the shield wall. And yeah, this might be another one too. No, with the searing pain from the back. We're going to see a missed one from Redoxide. He's one hit. RichardCastle trying to get out of dodge. He's getting out of there. He's dodging a bunch, but the cute boy backflip helps out nothing as Magnet finds a traded kill. SYF answering back.
Yes, now Redoxide, he needs to be really careful. Half health, now blinked on. He has no mana to even dash away. Gap Shield is going to be a little bit enough. The right heel might save him though.
And the backflip, it does it this time. It does it this time. The Bluestone Pendant winds up picking that one off. And it's going to be Laney credited with the kill. 2 kills in the engagement for the Direwolves.
Yeah, that's going to be really important for them. I mentioned earlier to you before that the Oceanic meta is basically find an inch and take it a mile.
Yeah,
you push as hard and aggressively as possible that to the point where the enemy team cannot farm. They just have to try and kill you to farm, and they can't.
All right, well, let's go to the graphs here. You'll notice that even though they're only 1 kill ahead, somehow Direwolves have crafted a 2,000 gold lead as well as about 3,000 experience kickers. And I don't understand where that's coming from.
It's just down to discipline. Direwolves said they know how to farm. That's the best part of them. Even when they're behind, they will still be ahead in golden XP.
And it's very clear that that's their strength here, considering a 2,100 gold lead at this stage. I mean, with only 1 kill in the lead, especially when you've traded a kill out as well, it just seems unlikely.
Yeah, it really does. Like, where do you go from here?
I mean, I would say we need to look at Redo to be a bit more careful in lane with mana consumption. We're noticed in the last time he couldn't fight. RichardCastle, and we actually saw a waste on the Mesmerize as well. This is big trouble. Huge combo coming out. Redo's going to go down here. Twist's going to fall as well. 2 more kills for the Direwolves.
Twist cracked down the pressure there a little bit. Used the Cataclysm to try and gain the CC immunity, but did just a little bit too early. So that was a double win for RichardCastle.
You'll notice an immediate rotation. They're going to go into the jungle and start stripping away. I almost thought they were going to go for the Gold Fury. I think they might be a bit too afraid of the Whirlwind combination into the Searing Pain yet, because the steal potential is massive from Ra. So they make the smart play. They go for the purple.
Yeah, they just take away the purple. It's going to slow down Redoxide even more, so he's going to have even more trouble against JustLaney, especially because it's such a disparity. You have Neith, who's such an early game hunter, whereas Apollo is pretty much all late game.
Right. I mean, this character does really well, I would say, in the mid game when he has his ultimate available to him and can trick his opponents. Otherwise, it's just 100% Neith controlling that lane, and so far, that's what Laney has been doing. His name is JustLaney, right? I mean, so far, he hasn't done much else except for control that lane.
Yes, and I just want to point out like the significance between the World Reaver and the Across the Skies because of the global ultimates.
Yeah.
If JustLaney's World Reaver doesn't get a kill or doesn't secure a kill, that's all that he has. But if Redoxide goes over the map, he can try and get a kill with that. If not, he's got presence.
Right, but we should also consider the fact... Oh, wait! That was a steal.
That was a steal.
Shout out to Magnet. That was a good shot.
Magnet SYF getting a little bit more gold and XP to his name, trying to slow down Direwolves, and that's what they need to do right now. They just need to slow them down and try and recapture this game as quickly as possible.
Chuckles so far has been unimpressed, it seems, with the Xing 10 play. He is a level up. So far, great control around the map. Magnet throwing out a taunt, I think, really pleased with himself about that steal.
Yeah, he's got a few bragging rights now, just, you know, a smirky little grin. But, like, I want to focus on these junglers, because LiquidRenegade...
They're fighting right now, I think, yeah. We got a kill already. Kiklomeo going to find a kill onto Twist. Geb already down. Lord of the Afterlife right into the back line. We're going to see if the pull is going to be good. They'll find one, and Renegade's in a lot of trouble. Another 2 for... No! Look at Redo coming out of nowhere.
Redoxide coming in. That's taking up Kiklomeo. That is going to be big. Just going to take away a lot of that bulkiness in that front line. And unfortunately, he's got no mana left, so he can't do a whole lot more now.
Left camps, it looks like, are going to be contested. Magnet does have his ultimate available to him. Right to the back line goes Divine, but Yada already picking off the Apollo. Getting chased out. This will not be a stun. Very smart for Twist to rotate in as quickly as he did. Divine going to get shielded out. Should be able to escape.
Yeah, he's going to be able to escape. Oh,
Wait.
no. Yada's going for it. Oh, he pulled out.
And it's good. I mean, if he would have traded the one hit for the kill, it would have been, I guess, a fair trade considering he also has his teleport available to him. It would have been a win, but he decides that he's worth more gold because of his kill, and I think it was the right call.
Yeah, definitely. If he tried to stay in there any longer, he would have just gone cleaned up by the tower. If anything, iDivine, if he had anything off cooldown, he could have turned and burned, really.
So you'll notice Laney getting back to the base here. Should have a fair amount of gold in hand. Has been fighting for quite some time. I'm expecting boots too. Yeah, there they come.
Yeah, boots too. And also the stacks on the Transcendence and Devourer's Gauntlets are pretty even, but Devourer's Gauntlets takes even more stacks to really get finished.
Yeah, I mean, Transcendence doesn't really require it to be stacked to give you that burst in damage, whereas Dev's Gloves is built directly off of that stacking potential. So it's going to be a little while longer before Rito will have the ability to compete, I think, at an even level with Laney, especially considering there's still that one level differential as well.
I want to see more aggression out of RichardCastle in that dual lane because they really need to take advantage of the fact that they have such an early game comp in that dual lane, just to slow down Redoxide and Twist as much as possible.
You wanted it, you got it.
Here we go.
He's going right in. Redo forced to jump away, and it's going to be the purple buff stolen for the second time this game. And look at this. Laney's like, I don't even need that. I just want experience.
Yeah, I got the experience. I'm not bothering to walk over there. You know, I got my purple buff already. It's not really going to make much difference. Catcall coming out there to slow down Yada. That may save iDivine's life, but he's looking for a little bit more.
Oh, very surprising to see the Athena ult going to be used here. Cats get taken down. We're probably going to have to see Divine back here. His teleport, though, not up for 45 seconds, but I think Yada might be overcommitting. Liquid is here as well as Magnet, and they're trying to fight in. Yada taking a lot of damage. Whirlwind not going to do it. In fact, a ton returned. Reach not going to do it. One tick from that heal kept him alive.
How much health is he's on 6 health.
He didn't even get the heal. He just lived through that.
Yeah, he had the Law of the Afterlife on him, so running through Magnet's heal did nothing. He got out of there with literally 6 health. You could breathe on him and he would fall over.
Oh, speaking of breathing, she beads out of that one, and she needed to. She was crippled. But look at this. Look, this is the story to me, is Direwolves may not be getting kills in these fights every time, but they're forcing SYF away from every single engagement and then getting jungle buffs. Not only did they just steal blue, but they're taking the speed as well, and all the while Laney is taking a tower.
It's just like I said. You find the smallest advantage. Granted, 5 kills is not considered tiny, but you just force everything. If they don't want to fight you, fine. We'll just take all your jungle buffs and your towers. We're fine with that.
I mean, look at this elite. I mean, how has it gotten to this point? It's over 4,000 goals, about 4,200 at this stage, and Direwolves have barely really taken objectives. I mean, there hasn't been a single tower taken. No Gold Furies. This is off 5 kills and jungle invades.
Oh, no escape coming out in the mid lane. He's got 3. Only pulls LiquidRenegade, and he may end up in falling there. The Gap Shot is going to come out, and likely he does have that double jump to really gain himself some distance.
A little bit early, Kiklomeo on that ultimate, but he gets a fair amount of damage. Raw trying to heal it back up. Magnet going to try to steal these camps away, but this time too late. Going to get stuck in the ground once again. The Geb Shield trying to keep it alive. Whirlwind going to throw 2 to the back line. Twisty, Cataclysm on a 3. Searing Pain only onto 1. It continues on as the Dire Wolves start to find a weakness here as iDivine rotates over and finds himself a kill.
RichardCastle going crazy in the back line. He walks past all of them as the rest of SYF gets haunted out. RichardCastle incredibly low. JustLaney getting even lower. Backflips into the wall. He needs to be very careful. Gets taken out by Liquid. Here goes Yada. He's going to fall to iDivine as well.
It's going to be a 3-for-2 trade. They're not done yet. Divine going to find the kill. Going to find another one in the back line. Take him down. RichardCastle will fall. And this might be a Gold Fury.
It may be a Gold Fury. If this is the time for a Gold Fury, it is now. They need to take as much advantage as possible. Aww.
They didn't go for it. I mean, Rito's full health, full mana, right? That this was a good opportunity. They don't take it. Honestly, I think Direwolves might be in their head.
Yeah, but Redoxide, he has to be very careful. He may be a little bit timid now because of how much pressure RichardCastle and JustLaney have been putting on him. And not to mention that he is still one level behind. He's level 11. The days where Apollo could solo the Gold Fury at level 10 are gone now.
No, they're very, very gone.
Yeah, with that lifesteal reduction that the Gold Fury gives onto you, you really need some assistance with that.
So we had a small ward fight. It looks like Twist's going to take the better of that one. One sentry ward in the immediate inventory, and by that I mean Yada's on the wrong side of the map, right? I'm expecting Laney's going to make the I guess choice to try to go for the Gold Fury push for the vision, but no, we're seeing Omeo go to lane. Yeah,
they're JustLaney, he wants to try and keep up as much as possible with Redoxide because, actually in the mid lane, Kiklomeo getting rooted down. So the ghosts are coming out, trying to ward off everyone from the blue team, but Whirlwind's coming out. Kiklomeo, he doesn't get hit by the Searing Pain.
Yeah, they needed to get that off. Kiki's still alive here. He does fall, but a lot of damage done. RichardCastle trying to chase this one down. Chuckles going to be credited with the kill for that one. Redoxide very low in the mana department. In fact, will only have basic attacks available to him, truly relying on Audacity. Neith, however, full kit ready to go.
Redoxide just doesn't know how to conserve his mana, can he?
He just likes it. He just throws every... Oh, Magnet in some trouble. Geb Shield doing well again, but that plus healing's not going to be enough against RichardCastle. Wow. Out of nowhere, Yada comes in as the cleanup crew. He's taking a lot of damage from the cats. In fact, iDivine might get a little tunnel vision into here. You're actually seeing him maybe looking for the jump in. I don't think he should go for it, because if he gets crippled, he's going down.
Yeah, the blink from EIChuckles isn't online, so you can't really go in for the surprise attack with JustLaney. They are, however, going to be able to take this tower. He's going aggressive just to try and get iDivine to jump away, and that's just going to be a little bit of money in the pocket.
And look at Yada the whole time taking that blue buff away and then backing close enough to get some experience as well. Really efficient timing, not only to get that mid-tier tower, but they take the blue, they get experience and away. They don't bother trying to fight that neutral objective just yet. They're in a position of power, and it looks like they intend to keep it.
Yeah, I'm expecting them to kind of snowball even further. Direwolves have always had the strongest farming potential out of any team that we have here. Even when they've been behind, when they've played up against Avant-Garde in the past, they were still up and golden XP.
Well, I mean, it shows, right? I mean, they're up like 4,300 gold again. They were just... I think they were about 4-2, and then they went down to 3-3, and they earned it back immediately.
Yeah.
Like, that's incredible.
And there's also 6,000 XP up ahead. That is going to be very big for them, considering that if they keep Redoxide and Twist down, they're going to be very strong. Twist is only just hit level 10.
Oh, yeah, that's
not good. When you're a Geb, you need to be either even or ahead.
Right, whereas Ares, right, like, God forbid he ever gets ahead. I mean, he's level 13 right now. Can we actually see damage done here? I'm looking for RichardCastle on the damage done charts. Yeah, he's third at 7,300 damage.
Yeah, and iDivine topping the charts with 11,000. That is mostly because Bastet can drop all of her abilities, walk away, and she still gets credited with all of it.
Laney gonna backflip out of this one. And we're going to see the Athena ult as well. Chuckles will force the retreat. Are we going to see the push? He blinks in. He actually started charging the preemptive strike to bait first. Redoxide very low at this point. In fact, it looks like Geb is going to be forced to use his shield a little bit early. Yeah, World Weaver was getting charged, but Renegade was in the front. He had the block.
Yeah, he saw it coming, so he stayed in front, just body blocking that. Just make sure that Redoxide can't get pushed down even further. He's 1 in 3. They can't afford him to die anymore.
Oh, and Bastet's teleport is down. She doesn't have a way to rotate over. Yada will be able to control that. We're going to get another push. This time, Laney slightly off the mark, and as a result, Magnet will be able to escape. Twist, on the other hand, might not have that option. Gets picked off. Lord of the Afterlife. There's the teleport we were looking for. Right to the back line. He's still alive as Magnet falls once again.
RichardCastle, no escape. Isn't going to be able to get a pull there. Redoxide, he's the only one that can really defend.
He's got to let this go.
He can't even compete with it. If he goes in it, they're giving them a kill plus a Gold Fury. And iDivine, he's just trying to find something to do.
Will iDivine even make the rotation quickly enough? Gold Fury under 4,000. Let's ride in with Bastet. It looks like she will force them off at least. Small win.
They'll buy them some time.
Yeah, actually, they're going to let it go.
Wow, that just straight up.
Why not, right? Good rotation from iDivine. Chuckles will take some damage. You notice that Mail of Renewal online for both the junglers right now. You'll notice, actually, both teams going for a Guardian jungle, actually.
Yeah, just for even more control, the main thing that you want to do is just find your carries, JustLaney, Kiklomeo, Redoxide, and Magnet, and you control the rest of the team. You complement them, and if you can't do that, you pick gods that cover their flaws.
You know, and we see that Kiklomeo, right, should be, I guess, considered a carry, but the build is just so tanky, right? I mean,
Well, that's Zhong.
Right. I mean, he also has insane scaling. Was that a beads usage out from Apollo? It was. That was a 3 minutes beads usage. He's going to be in big trouble.
Especially if RichardCastle wants to try and go even more aggressive onto him in the very near future, get more kills for JustLaney, or maybe even just take it himself. I said already, RichardCastle's Ares is the scariest thing you will ever experience. It's like looking to the portal of hell.
He's 3-2-10 right now, sharing a very close slash line to Chuckles, who's also 3-0-10. Both the Guardians having absolutely phenomenal games on the side of Direwolves.
Yeah, just all the farm, it doesn't matter what position they're in, they have the best farm ever. Like, I'm just amazed by it. I don't even know how they do it, where they find it all.
It looks like Divine will get his blue buff this time. Redoxide still has his ultimate available for CC immunity. We'll try to hold this tower down for now. You see it sitting about less than 20%. Laney has really done a number on this lane.
Redoxide can't let that tower go because right now he just needs a little bit of a safe haven where he can just sit and farm. He needs to stop rotating and just farm as much as possible.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, Chuckles just like
ran.
Chuckles walked near Renegade and had no intention of fighting, it seemed, and Renegade just immediately uses his jump to get out of there. Like, if Chuckles notices that and incorporates that into his gameplay about how fearful right now Renegade is, this could wind up being a great fight for Direwolves. In fact, they're going to pull the Gold Fury. It seems like they noticed.
Yeah, all they need is RichardCastle to be there. He is in the area, and that alone might just be enough to scare them off. He's got the chains coming out, not going to hit anything there.
Too late.
And the Gold Fury is already gone to Direwolves.
They're going right into Twist in a lot of trouble. Liquid going to find a few points of damage, but again, Magnet off the mark here as Yada not only strips away healing potential, but the remaining portion of HP.
The Ghosts are out. That's doing a lot of damage. Redoxide falls. 4 members of SYF are down. No one from Direwolves has died just yet. iDivine trying to escape with his life.
Is that Fire Giant?
Avoid the...
Are they not going to go Fire Giant?
No, it's too early for them. RichardCastle's too hurt.
What?
He's got a bit of a boo-boo.
All right, well, they'll get at least a tier 1. You'll see in mid lane Kiklomeo going for the push as well. A small amount of splitting being done here, but it's going to work out in the long run. We'll go to the graphs to show you how it's shaping up.
Oh, nah, put those graphs away. That's a little bit painful to see.
And it's getting worse.
It is. And now the fact that Direwolves are taking these towers, SYF, they have less ground to stay safe in.
We're going to be at a 10,000 gold disadvantage for SYF as the second-seeded Direwolves play to their seat, I think, quite handily so far.
Pretty much. Like, we expected this. For Direwolves to really come out strong on this, SYF, they are trying to hold on to this. They do have the late game potential, however.
I didn't expect this at all.
You didn't?
With the way that Integral played into Avant-Garde in the first set.
That was crazy.
Right, exactly. Like, Avant-Garde is the undefeated team going into this, and the 4th seed almost took first game, right? I mean, that was kind of a throw.
Yeah.
Whereas SYF was the 3rd seed with a much better win ratio going up against the Direwolves, who were considered, a slightly weaker team on paper. I figured that SYF had the better chance of winning. And so far, it has not seemed to shape out that way.
Unfortunately, yeah. The only person on SYF who's really doing all that well is iDivine at level 18. Whereas you see the next highest up is Magnet at 15. Whereas the lowest person on Direwolves is RichardCastle at 15.
Right. I mean, the 4-level disadvantage between the supports is going to wind up hurting Geb too much. I mean, Geb is a character that requires a ridiculous amount of health and scaling, and he's not getting that. He can't get any forms of experience. And poor iDivine, right? The only person ahead, he sends his kid into Kiklomeo, and Kiki's like, I'm going to heal this up in the next wave. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I do like the build coming out from iDivine, though. The Yon's Wrath, I wouldn't be surprised if he went for another penetration build. That's basically the Oceanic Bastet build.
He needs it. Right? Are we going to see Brawlers, or are we going to see Titans Bane?
I don't think there's all that much need for Brawlers, because really the only healing that you have is Kiklomeo, and later on in the game, it isn't, like, ridiculous.
Well, there's Mela Renewal, Soul Eater.
True, yes.
Plus, I mean, the 33% coefficient against a team that doesn't build a lot versus, the 20 flat, it's actually pretty close.
And the fact that JustLaney has a Heavenly Agility, no pulls coming out for RichardCastle there, but that is a lot of beads being burned.
That was 3 sets of beads. And they have a Athena, it looks like, ready to rush this down as well. Kiki, I see that Demon Bag kind of glowing. It looks like he's fully stacked as well.
Yeah, he's gone. He hasn't had all that much trouble getting those stacks. iDivine boxing out with JustLaney. He's doing a lot of damage to him.
Nice shot to the back line. Gives himself a small amount of healing. iDivine going to be forced away from this one. And oh my god.
He's going for it.
He's going to reach him. He's going to reach him. One more.
He needs one more.
He doesn't have it.
No, nothing on cooldown. Use everything in his kit. Couldn't get another reach. Back
All
on
the
the
while.
right-hand side. Twist gaining incredibly
Look
low.
at the turnaround. It was the Whirlweaver that got him right into the front line. No one from the Direwolves have fallen yet, and almost everyone has fallen on the side of SYF. Laney going to be proxying that wave, and it looks like the tier 2 going to fall once again. Another 1,500 gold added right to the wallet.
And once again, iDivine, the only remaining person alive, needs to try and defend this Phoenix because Direwolves could just easily walk in and take it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Divine's going to do to try to hold this one. They have a full creep wave. It's all 5 here.
He doesn't have the ultimate either.
He needs to let this go. I mean, jumping in is so dangerous, and I don't think he actually got the Razor Whip off, and if he did, it's tickling him.
He's gone. He's gone. That would have been a dear side if Twist didn't just respawn, but level 11, he's not going to be able to do all that much at all. He doesn't even have the Cataclysm off cooldown yet.
And I mean, how long have they been fighting? Let's check gold in hand here. I think the Direwolves are going to have a fair amount stuffed into the coffers. You see the gold for minutes actually very high, but yeah, 2,000 for RichardCastle, 2,000 for Laney, 2,000 for Chuckles. I mean, they're going to... They were already winning fights so cleanly, and they just spent 6K.
Yeah, and RichardCastle, he's gained that Mail of Renewal up as his next item, so he can go even longer with that backing. Maybe I would love to see like a Mystical Mail just to really stomp down SYF, just put out even more damage.
So we have an 800 gold in hand right now from Osiris. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't sell the Death Toll to be able to finish up.
Right.
I mean, the Frostbound Hammer versus the Heavy Hammer is a pretty significant upgrade, so I'm maybe thinking he's trying to save for a little bit longer.
Maybe just try and get all 5 items out and then just go for something really luxurious for his 6th item.
Well, I mean, what other luxury items does he need? He has Mystical Mail and he has Chin Size.
Yeah, Chin Size is pretty much the most luxurious item that you can get for a physical god, and that's just doing so much damage
look at
on
this.
top of everything else. Now the God Fury again try and get picked up by Direwolves. This will put them even further ahead, and SYF, they don't even know this is happening.
If I was SYF at this point, I think I
Turtle.
might be in F6 territory almost. Kind of like take one more fight, see how it goes. If we lose it, yeah, and then 3-man exorcism as well. May the demons be struck from your bodies. Beads gets used as well. Twist trying to find the Cataclysm, but again, not going to find nothing but a quick trip back to the base.
He rolled out into EIChuckles, so he had nowhere to get out. Redoxide mesmerizing out EIChuckles, trying to run away with his life, and iDivine has to try and defend this Phoenix as best as he can.
Oh, that was another beads usage. He jumps back. Yada not going to take the bait. I expected him to go in there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. He just jumped right into him, just take him out.
The final tier 2 to fall, another 1,500 gold, albeit maybe not entirely necessary as the rather lucrative Direwolves at this point. I mean, they're rich, right?
Right now, it's just about positioning. The fact that Direwolves are pushing SYF into their base, they can't get any farm. They can't come back from this. They have to try and get a wipe and then farm their brains out.
Yada jumps super deep, doesn't actually find the kill this time. They still find the Phoenix, though. You see Chuckles has taken a lot of damage, gets a free back to the base as Renegade comes, and then, yeah, right back to the fight, Chuckles comes.
RichardCastle in there alone against 4 people. He doesn't even care. That's Chain's doing a lot of damage, but Magnet's heal is going to be allowing them to just heal, just stay in there, try and defend this Titan for as long as possible. I'm surprised there hasn't been a Fire Giant yet, though.
I mean, they don't need it. I mean, their lead is like actually 3 Fire Giants.
If you put it that way, it may even be a detriment for Direwolves to try and go for it, because if Magnet comes up and steals it with a snipe, that's big. That's going to be big for SYF.
I'm sorry, maybe my math's correct. Is there an 18 level difference between the teams? You got 4 for the Hunters, right? Then there's 6 for the Guardians.
That's 10.
Right, and then another 4. And then another 4. There's 18 levels between these two teams. Only iDivine right now is keeping pace, and even then, right? I mean, how far behind in gold is he?
Well, the problem is, with XP, Direwolves are kind of hitting that mark. The only people who aren't level 20 is RichardCastle and EIChuckles, and they're at 19 and 18, so they're going to be they're going to slow down a little bit and just really go off gold alone.
So the final item, it looks like, for Yada is going to be an Iron Mail. Now, this could be Nemean Lion, unlikely given the fact that he doesn't have the Shield of the Underworld. I'm probably going to guess this one to be a Midgardian to couple with the Frostbound Hammer.
And that will slow down Redoxide as well. Picking up that Igafil, he does have a bit of attack speed as well, a little bit of penetration, but that's going to be fairly mitigated by a Midgardian Male. But it'll just slow him down even more, and iDivine wouldn't be able to do anything else past just using his abilities.
SYF in trouble. Their Phoenix has respawned over on the right side, but it will be a short life as the Phoenix once again falls. Another 750 gold. The Fire Giant enabled Direwolves look towards the, I guess, last objective remaining on the map for them. They're going to push into the left Phoenix and try to close this one out.
Yeah, and if they take this out, they can back if they want, or they can just push as hard as they want. Because if they go back, they can go in multiple angles.
All right, Timmy, give me your bets here. We're going to look at the damage charts in 1 second, right? Who do you think's on top? I think I got to call Laney.
I'm going to say Kiki.
I got to call Laney on this one. All right, let's see him. Damage charts.
iDivine still!
Jeez. And by a huge margin, 23,000 to 16. I was right on Laney, though, for second place. I'm going to take that.
I'll give you that. But iDivine, he's just doing so much damage, but it's just not enough. Direwolves, they're taking all of it and living through it.
There wasn't even like a contest there. They just let them walk that Phoenix down, and iDivine just takes a ridiculous amount of damage. He'll likely stay on top of the charts, but he's not going to get any farther. Twist getting very low. He's going to be taken off. Chuckles credited with that one. Redoxide gets back to the tower, but I don't think it matters. Game 1 going to the Direwolves.
Direwolves taking out game number 1. That means they only have to win one more game, and they will be guaranteed to go up against Avant-Garde, playing for at least 20 grand.
I mean, this has been the story forever, right? Direwolves, Avant-Garde have been constantly back and forth for how many months?
Pretty much for the entire year. For all of the seasons, the two of them have always been on top. In fact, the only team that's ever been able to take a game off of Avant-Garde has been Direwolves.
If there was ever a weekend for them to do it, too, right?
It's now.
But it's not over just yet. SYF still has a chance to bring this one back. It's 1-0 right now. It's a best of 3.
Yes.
SYF, I think their biggest challenge at this point is going to be shaking that game off and erasing it from their memories.
Yeah, just really focusing on the next game, put that one behind them, and just try and work on their flaws. Try and find out what went wrong, and then build on that.
So Jeff Hindla, the support player for Cloud9, says whenever they're behind or whenever they're ahead, it doesn't matter. It's always a best of 1. They just play repeated best of 1s. Don't worry about the set count. Just play your game as well as you can. Don't change your strategies too much. Don't get too fearful about the way that the previous game went. Sure, you want to mix some things up, but you got to continue playing your game if you want to win.
Right. If you let the game just really get to you, it affects your gameplay immensely, especially here during the LAN event where the pressure is on even more. On top of the fact that there's so much money on the line, they really need to focus so hard.
I think that's my favorite part, too. This is, as for tomorrow's prize pool, it will be the single highest day in esports history for Australia.
Yeah, for Oceania and Australia. For all of Oceania.
Oh, that's awesome. I thought it was just Australia.
Yeah, this is the highest one in history so far. And the winner of this of these regional finals is going to be going over to Atlanta to compete in the Smart World Championship. That's massive.
Yeah, I mean, last year we went into the world, the World Championships, and everyone's like, oh my God, North America and Europe are just going to win. I mean, and they did, right, fine, whatever.
Right.
But everyone completely wrote off the other regions, and then China, who had barely even played the game at that point, almost defeated Titan in the early stages. And I remember the coach came up to me early on, and they asked me, the coach and the analyst asked me what Sylvanas did.
Really?
They didn't have him in the client yet because they were behind at the time.
Oh, that's right. They don't play on the same client.
They literally had no idea what the best character in the game did.
Wow. And I'm surprised we haven't even seen Sylvanas out. He basically wins games, especially in Oceania. He's got such a high win rate.
I feel like the lack of movement could have hurt him a little bit. I mean, look at how much Geb was shut down even by Ares. Do you think we're going to see... I think we should see an Ares ban. RichardCastle was a nightmare.
I was surprised that they didn't ban Ares. I say this again and again, but it is important. RichardCastle on Ares is the worst thing ever to go up against.
Well, what happens if you ban RichardCastle's Ares and then Wukong gets through and it goes to Yada?
I think...
Is that okay?
I'm not all that sure. I think Yada can just about play any warrior, and I'm surprised he didn't go for a Kronos just for even more late game carry. But we saw the Osiris doing so much damage. He focused down magnets so often.
He was making sure that healing was a non-factor throughout the entire time. They didn't even really need a weakening curse. The way that they control with the double guardian in the front lane to force beads, shut down movement, and then just had Yada jump right back into the backline himself, shut down the healing, and chase people down with the Frostbound Hammer. It was brilliant.
And JustLaney slowed down Redoxide enough in the early stage of the game where he couldn't just go absolutely ham. We saw JustLaney not really doing all that significant amount of work late game, but that's just Neith. He was still doing work, but just not quite enough.
Redoxide actually had really good ultimates. The issue is, like, he was spending so much of his mana in the early game that he couldn't really recommit to these fights he was jumping into.
He just needed to farm.
Yeah.
Just stay in the lane and farm.
JustLane.
JustLaney.
E.
JustLaney.
Right? Don't look at me. Laney looked me right in the eyes. That was something.
What kind of look was it? Was it one to, shut up, or one, say my name a bit more?
I think it was the second one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it was the second one. It was the second. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, guys, we'll have game 2 coming up in just a little bit. First game going to Direwolves pretty cleanly as it can go, right?
Pretty much,
They didn't
yeah.
drop a single objective. They got every Gold Fury, got the only Fire Giant, didn't drop a tower, and took everything on the map.
And there's no points where Direwolves really had more than 3 people dead on that team.
Let's actually go to the First Blood replay, show you just how things got started for the Direwolves. And it looked like it was going to go well for SYF. Renegade comes in, he forces the backflip, but immediately Chuckles is like, no. Immediately RichardCastle lands the chains, gets an amazing pull directly after they take down Renegade. Twisty gets really low as well. The Redoxide just barely missing that ultimate. RichardCastle actually does wind up going down, but they spend up so much time trying to pick it off that it gives Laney enough time to turn it around eventually, and that turns out to be a 2-for-1 engagement in the end. But the First Blood still going to Direwolves for that gold bounty.
And that's what really set them up at the very beginning. It allowed them to get that early game advantage. On top of the fact that they had that early game comp, it went out of hand. Just immediately.
So, I don't think Xing Chen was an issue. I think running him back would be safe. Bastet was incredible.
I think run him in the solo lane, but just be very careful on who he goes up against. You gotta make sure he doesn't go up against an Osiris.
Well,
because we were scared about that. We were worried
but
for
he
that.
still handled his business. And
He
in
did.
fact, the one team fight they won was iDivine, like, just destroying everybody. He got, like, a triple leap in, right? Hit 3 people for the open wound, and then bled all of them and dropped the cats, and he just destroyed the team.
He needs to just play Bastet again. I want to see that again. Just completely, even though behind, like immensely behind, you will agree, SYF were not doing all that great. He was still doing the most damage by a mile.
I want to see Magnet maybe switch away from the Raw, although some of the snipes were a little bit off.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, even off the Whirlwind, it seems like the aim wasn't there. I want to see him go into a character with more mobility, like flat, like dashes or something similar, as opposed to the movement speed, because...
Maybe like a Giannis?
Right, well, Giannis is banned.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Giannis got banned in that last game.
All right, so we're going to check out a replay here, once again. Now, we're gonna watch out. Direwolves have complete control over this fight, and you'll notice LiquidRenegade going to get a few tosses, but he tosses them away, and right there, Magnet, he throws out the stun, or rather the Searing Pain again, but it doesn't land. Kiklomeo saves his ult until they're grouped up, and it's just like constant lambs to the slaughter. iDivine by himself, he'll jump away here, but at this point, they lost 4-0. The Gold Fury went immediately to the Direwolves before that even got started.
Right, they took out LiquidRenegade because he is the controller. He's the person in that game that could slow down the Direwolves and give SYF a bit of time to come back and make a counterplay. Then they immediately went for a Redoxide just to make sure that there's no sneaky auto attacks whittling people down.
Looks like